One of the toughest decisions a homeowner has to make is whether or not to let go of a declining tree. Well, Amy Dismus with the UT-TSU Extension Service has some tips for us to recognize when it's time, right?
Yes. Trees hold special places in our heart, especially when kids and grandkids have played in those trees. You may have generations of family that tree has been involved in. Right. So, of course, it can be a difficult decision, but sometimes it can also be a hazard.
Yes.
And we often have trees with, let's say, all this dead growth in the canopy. Now this is a smaller tree.
This is a great example of a tree that's really, really sick.
Right. And there's a really good way to catch this as well. You can even come and scratch the branches. That's dead tissue. There's no living growth in here. So all of this tissue is hanging up in this canopy, and eventually it actually begins to affect the tree. This is a rotten limb that I just literally broke off.
Oh my
So there's
goodness.
already rot in this tree. We have a lot of dead canopy. I liken some lichen, but lichen can be an indication of decline. We often see it. It can be a good sign of air quality, or a sign of good air quality as well. However, when we see lichen on young branches, it's letting us know that the tree is not super happy and healthy. Now, it also can be a result of us not doing our due diligence and doing a little bit of pruning for health. I think about pruning for health like split ends, okay? You gotta trim those split ends on ladies' hair off. You
That's
get it.
right.
But it's just for health. It keeps your hair nice and healthy. Same thing with trees. They need to be pruned for health. The other big issue is when you have a large tree and we have big hanging dead wood up here, you have a major issue because they call that a widowmaker. When you have a very large dead limb in a tree and it falls, it can kill somebody.
Right.
You know, big holes in trees as well.
Okay.
This is a space for water to gather. It's an entry for pathogens and insects. And then we also have wildlife that can get in these types of cavities and often live. That's telling us something.
This tree has tons of leaves, Amy, so what's the problem with it?
Well, this guy's doing somewhat okay right now, but things to be observant of. This would be one of those proactive versus reactive things. We've got cracks and split in the main trunk over here. A lot of times this is going to be healthy enough that it'll be able to produce wound wood, but often it won't. So I'm already seeing some signs of disease and rot. This would be a tree that I would make note of and remember and start to make sure it's staying happy and healthy.
Wow, now this tree's gorgeous.
This is a beautiful tree. This is a very lovely southern magnolia.
Healthy tree.
Yes.
So how can we make sure that we keep our trees healthy so we don't have to let go?
Well, that proactive versus reactive thing really works well. Kind of keeping an eye on them. If they're important to you and they provide for you and you want to keep them, you have to also care for them. When branches way up high in a tree begin to cross and rub, that can cause problems. One branch will go out. So getting anything that's dead up in the tree out, crossing branches, just kind of giving it a nice shape. We're removing diseased wood. Water when we have times of drought. Don't automatically think that your tree needs fertilizer every year. Test your soil. It's just the basic things that you would do for a human.
Well, great tips as usual. Your article this month is on trees.
Yes.
So, and it's called?
It's called How to Know When It Might Be Time to Let Go,
Go.
Recognizing Tree Risk.
So we'll make sure we put a link to Amy's blog on our website at newschannel5.com.